Hey folks, I'm Brittany, your friendly plant-loving internet stranger, back with another video. Coco also wanted to make a quick cameo and say hello. Today we're going to be doing a Monstera Deliciosa repotting. Before I get into repotting any plant, I like to mix up my soil ahead of time in these storage totes. I used what I needed to repot this Monstera, but I did have a little bit left over, so it's nice to use these to just store the soil for the next time you need it. I prefer a coarser, well-draining soil, so I did use indoor potting mix, which they say is formulated for indoor plants, but I take that to mean it doesn't have any bugs or creepy crawlers in it, and that's what's the most important to me. I also mixed in orchid bark and perlite to make it even more well-draining. Making sure I have well-draining soil is what I found to be one of the foundational pieces of having plants that grow really well in your home. If you don't want to breathe in the dirt particles, throw on a mask. I do this when I'm working with large amounts of soil, and it really helps. It even helps if you're doing outdoor gardening, especially when the wind is blowing. This is a lifesaver. Once I mix all of that up, it was ready to be used for the repotting. I got this gigantic Monstera back in 2021 at Home Depot, and it has grown so much. It's gotten a bit out of control, and it's to the point now where I'm bumping into it. It's knocking things off of shelves, so it was definitely time for it to be repotted into a larger pot and to also stake it because it just is really all over the place, and I wanted to bring a little bit more order to this plant. This plant started out in a black 10-inch pot that I ended up spray painting orange so that it would blend in better with the terracotta pots I had. But this time I wanted to go for a sleeker, modern look, so I got this white 12-inch pot, and I really liked the style of this one. This plant was previously staked, but it just didn't have enough support. I removed the old stakes and untangled the stems before I pulled the plant out of the pot. I didn't want to struggle too much getting it out of its pot because it's such a large plant, so I laid it on its side and yanked it out. And thank goodness it's so sturdy because I did have to yank pretty hard to get it out. The roots were in great shape, so I just cleaned the soil away and added the new plant to the pot with fresh soil. I also added some bone meal after I got it all potted up because of some discoloration on its leaves, and that helped quite a bit. So after repotting it, I needed to get it staked. I got 2 heavy-duty stakes to support the weight of the plant. The hardest part of this whole process was figuring out the best way to stake this plant. I spent about an hour tying these leaves up with this plant Velcro so that I could train the plant to grow up and so that it was easier to navigate around. I wasn't thrilled with how the plant looked aesthetically when I was done organizing the leaves, but I just needed to take a break, and I knew that I would continue to move the leaves around as the plant continues to grow. And this is what it looked like when I was done. Let me know if you've ever staked your plant. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.